an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. That is really true in the world of flood mitigation.
At 7 p.m. Thursday night at Columbia Falls High School, a special showing of 1 in 500, a documentary telling the story of the devastating 2022 Yellowstone floods, will be free to Flathead residents. Following the film, a panel discussion will be held talking about lessons learned from the Yellowstone flood and the 1964 Flathead flood.
1964 was the biggest flood on record in Flathead County, and is very similar to in terms of the scope or the scale of the flood to what happened just 3 years ago in Yellowstone.
Steve Thompson is the chairman of Climate Smart Glacier Country, a nonprofit that focuses on building partnerships with local agencies to address climate challenges on the community.
Flathead County is by far the most vulnerable county of all of the entire western Montana for flooding.
Thompson says the floods in 1964 and a flood in 1894 in the Flathead are both considered once in 500-year floods. Thompson says Flathead residents need to be prepared for the next big flood, using lessons learned from previous floods to help limit the damage.
There's a lot of people that were really affected in 1964. We have a lot more people living in this valley than there was in 1964.
Hugo Sindelar is the director of 1 in 500. He says showing his film in vulnerable communities helps residents become more flood prepared.
The flood in Yellowstone was driven by what's called rain on snow. So they got a lot of rain that fell on top of a snowpack, and that rain melts the snow, and so you get more water coming down off the mountain. So anywhere you have mountains that then lead to rivers and valleys, you're susceptible to rain on snow events.
Thompson says Thursday's community event is the beginning of a year-long project that aims to boost flood awareness and explore steps to reduce disaster risk in the Flathead.
How can we prepare for that flood that eventually is going to happen, whether it's in 500 years or 5 years? How can we reduce the impact of that and make sure that people are safe, our infrastructure is safe?
In Columbia Falls, Sean Wells, MTA News.